There we go. Hello, folks. It is I, Napalm, and we're back with more showcasing the different Batman Arkham skin suits. And then I'm here also to talk about, just Batman in general or other comics. So let's get on to it. I'm doing the Arkham Origins suit. And, oh, fuck. This cat wants to get out.
Waste his parents' inheritance. It's really gone down in my estimation.
Yeah, sorry about that. My kitty decided to get down for the bed and wanted to get out, so I have to open the door. Anyways, let's talk about this. Alright, this is the Arkham Origins suit. Not exactly like the one that they have presented in the game. In the game, it's gray. This one is black. So technically, it's the Dark Knight bonus suit from Arkham Origins. It's when you have to complete all the challenges for Arkham Origins, like worst nightmare challenges, I believe. There's like 3, I believe. Well, 4 technically. Like the 4th one is pretty much you just have to go through the entire story. So not really a challenge. But the other 3 were actually like where you had to do certain things, like just like dive bomb at a certain amount of time. Complete a predator mission without being spotted, without using detective vision, and doing like specific things. And they actually weren't hard, but was just like, I gotta say that Arkham Origins, I generally really liked Arkham Origins. It was actually really fun. It was a little different. Definitely a good break from like the Arkham series games. Going back to the beginning of Batman's legacy. And we get a new Joker and a new voice for Batman, which I pleasantly liked. I thought Troy Baker did a really great job on that. But the game was a little buggy. There was like a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, and also just like there was like they made a mistake with the whole like campaign challenges though. The thing is like with the challenges like Worst Nightmare and all that stuff, you could only complete them in certain areas though. So like you couldn't complete the missions like the challenges like let's say like on challenge mode, when you go to like the menu and you do like the predator maps specifically, you couldn't complete them on those. You had to complete them in the story mode, and there was only like so very few like predator rooms or like combat places that you could complete them. And once you like if you like were to like complete a predator room but you couldn't complete a challenge, well, you kind of fudged yourself over. So they really made a big mistake on that one actually, and it was like very very hard for people when the game first came out and people try to complete the challenges to get the special skin, because at the time when the game first came out, the skin was the Nightmare skin, and that's the skin of when like the Joker is caught and he's taken to Blackgate prison and he starts getting the flashbacks of how he became the Joker. And there's one scene where before he's thrown into the tank of acid, he sees Batman, but he's in like a nightmare form, just like fangs and stuff like that. That was gonna be the skin, and it actually looked really really awesome. But I think from what I read, that the WB community had to take it down because there was like so many bugs whenever you used it, like just the suit wouldn't move properly. If you hear a vacuum in the back, I'm sorry, someone's decided to clean up today. Yeah, it's just like the suit wouldn't really go so well with the movements. It was like very very stiff. So they thought, you know what, we're gonna take this out. We're gonna replace the suit with the exact same suit that you've been using, the default suit, but we're just going to paint it black and call it the Dark Knight suit. And I honestly wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, it looks good, but after going through all that hard work of doing the challenges, and I gotta say, like, it was actually pretty hard. The challenges themselves weren't really hard, it was just really hard, like, having to do them specifically, at certain areas, like if you missed one opportunity, like let's say like there was one where it's just like complete this mission without using detective vision and without getting spotted, and if you beat the map and you didn't do everything correctly, you didn't get the challenge completed. So like, well, fuck, I gotta that just because like you could complete them like in New Game Plus mode or like I Am the Batman mode, but like so many of us wanted to complete it before New Game Plus mode so we could use the skin like right at the beginning, and it just wasn't possible. So that kind of ruined the fun out of that. But yeah, it just made it a little more difficult. not only that, but there was a few other skins like the WIB community. You get the $1 million suit, and that one looked cool too. And I actually got it when I first got the game. I just signed up and I got the skin for the Xbox. But now, 2018, people can't get that suit because I think they shut down the server or something like that. And so people are missing out on a great skin, the $1 million suit. So another sad thing about the Arkham Origins games. And as well as that, there was multiplayer for Arkham Origins. I never played it myself, but I looked up the gameplay, and it actually looked really, really cool. I don't know why it was taken down. I think something with hackers or something, or just it was just broken or something. I don't know the full story of that, but yeah, that was taken down too. Another really great thing that they, for some reason, decided to scrap. So that was sad. A lot of good potential for the Arkham Origins to be like a really perfect game, but they definitely missed the mark on a lot of things with some simple mistakes they could have fixed. And they probably could have done well if they actually replied back to the community, but they chose to take it in their own hands and decide to make up for it for with little meaningless changes. So that was a shame. So, but other than that, I like the Arkham Origins game. I completed the Nightfall walkthrough, the one with the Azrael Nightfall skin. Some people seem to love that, and I loved it too. And I think I'll do one last one for the Arkham Origins, but with the Adam West suits. I think these are only exclusives to the PlayStation 3, and luckily for me, I had bought a PlayStation 3 just because it was so many PS3 exclusive games that I wasn't able to play, like Ratchet & Clank, Infamous, and a few others that I can't name. But it's just a lot of good games though for me to binge. But and then I remember wait a minute, this skin is for that one, so I could play that. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Well, there's a lot of things wrong with this game. Well, actually, I bought Batman Arkham Origins, $5 only at this one games place that I always buy my games, and it was only $5. So I was like, all right, this is actually a bargain. And when I put in the discs, I was only able to get up to maybe when you first learn how to fight. It's like when you first play as Batman, and it teaches you how to fight. Press square to punch. The game just kind of was it just froze, and it says please make sure the disc is reading correctly. And I kept doing it again and again and again, and it just would not get past that point. So I look online, and it turns out that there was so many corrupt PS3 discs that did that, so you couldn't probably play Arkham Origins on the PS3. So that really sucked. But it wasn't such a bad loss for me because, well, one, it was only $5, and if I wanted to return it, if I wanted to, the people that sell me these games, they don't do refunds, so they only give you store credit. So I didn't want to get into that whole mess. So it wasn't really so much of a loss. It was only $5, but then again, it was $5, so yeah. So I decided to buy the game online. Well, through the PS3 store, just like a digital purchase. And it worked perfectly, so that was great. I was really worried that it wouldn't, so yeah. But, I lucked out on that. Definitely want to do the Adam West walkthrough eventually at some point. Maybe next year when it's his birthday, because, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of getting a little tired of Batman, I gotta say. So I definitely need to take a break there. And also, I have to complete the Adam West mode in I Am the Batman mode, and that's actually a really hard one because you can't die at all. If you die once, you start right from the beginning. So if I want to do that walkthrough, I have to have a lot of patience. So yeah, I need a break for a while. But yeah, this suit is pretty good. It's pretty fun. I like the way it looks. Kind of like a militarized though. He has very big pads and stuff. But yeah. That's what I gotta say on Arkham Origins. So, good game, but a lot of flaws. But hopefully, if they ever decide to do it, they're supposedly there's rumors for Arkham Insurgency, but those rumors have been going on for a year now. I honestly don't think that's gonna happen. It's just a rumor to keep people on their toes, or I get they just spread the rumor just to get people to shut up, so they can stop getting letters. Like Rocksteady, so they could stop getting letters of when are you gonna make a new Arkham game? Please, we want it. And that's a little good way to keep them quiet, to get them off their back. So I honestly don't think Batman insurgency is going to happen. I think it's just a lie. But I hope I'm proven wrong, because that would be great. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Kevin Conroy. It could be like the exact same people who did Arkham Origins. Troy Baker and something Barnes, whatever his name is. He plays Ezio Auditore and Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if it was like if it wasn't the Maverick voice actors. It'd be really good if it was, you know, same people from Arkham Origins. But yeah, what else do I want to talk on? Oh yeah, I didn't use the Batmobile. It's the original Arkham Asylum Batmobile, which I actually think is really cool. I actually think this kind of resembles the Batman Forever Batmobile, or the Batman Forever, or the Batman and Robin. But yeah, so while we're here, let's talk about comics though. I've actually been reading Batman Rebirth, and I think I mentioned this in the last one, the Batman vs Superman one, that I was going to talk more about that. But yeah, I've been getting bored with the Batman series, to be honest. Batman Rebirth in general. And it was actually the Batman Rebirth that I actually started getting into comics, into collecting comics. A friend of mine, he bought like the Button, the special anniversary, whatever, or it was like the lenticular covers. It's like where Batman and the Flash are holding the button, and if you move it, you know, it just switches to one of the two. And that really made me want to get into comics. So I bought the first 2 issues of Batman Rebirth because I was very disappointed with the New 52 Batman. That comic series, the Snyder one, it just wasn't good. The Court of Owls, because like with those, I bought the volumes. I bought them on Amazon. I didn't buy them issue by issue, but yeah, I bought them in volumes. And okay, the Court of Owls, that one was actually pretty interesting. Like at least the beginning parts. Like I kind of forgot it, but I just remember that it had a very good intro. You know, it's just like, oh, you know, the Court of Owls, and then supposedly someone like, you know, I think like Bruce Wayne's benefactor, and it turns out to be his brother or something like that. It just gets very confusing at the end, though, actually. And someone told me that that's what Scott Snyder did a lot. Like, he would, like, bring out this new, really cool villain. Like, it would seem really cool, but then, like, it would just get very anticlimactic of how they would deal with that villain. And I found that to be extremely true with the whole series. Like, with the Court of Owls, you know, it just was good. I don't really remember a lot with the New 52 series, so, you know, I could be speaking gibberish. All I know is that I was just very disappointed. Like when it got to Bloom, the guy with the flowers, I was like, oh, this guy looks promising, and yet again, it just was a big letdown. So the Rebirth, though, however, I picked up the first 2 issues, and it starts with the arc I Am Gotham, where it has Gotham Girl and Gotham Guy, and those are actually really good. I was actually very interested about, you know, where that was going, and like the whole series is actually pretty good. So like the first arc is I Am Gotham, and then I Am Suicide, and then I Am Bane. Those are all pretty good arcs, but just after a while, it just, because I was like actually reading up to the point of the Button. That's what I was anticipating them for. That's what I was anticipating, and then after that, it just kind of didn't do so well. Like even the War on Jokes and Riddles. If you guys have read that arc, definitely recommend it. It's actually pretty good. Except for the ending, though, actually. Like, that one I was like, it's kind of a letdown. But other than that, I like the whole beginning part of that, though. It was really, really good. But other than that, yeah, I'm just getting really bored with the Batman Rebirth series, though, actually. Like, I stopped at, what, issue number 38? It's like when Batman, like, works together with Wonder Woman. I don't know why, but they go to her place, and that's just where I stopped. And that's when I started reading the Superman comics, and I've actually like really enjoyed those, the Superman series, and that's when I started reading Super Sons, and those are really good comics. Definitely, if you want something fun, something colorful, pick those up. But yeah, Batman, yeah, he kind of let me down. I don't know, kind of getting bored with that. But if you want another comic, just read Superman Rebirth. That is like, if you guys are like into the Rebirth series, that's like the essential comics that you need to read because it ties into Doomsday Clock. And Superman is just the main focus because they're trying to bring his comic series back as the main point to the DC universe, because I don't know why, but you just gotta read it. But yeah, it ties into Doomsday Clock as well as Batman, as well as the Flash, And yeah, definitely read up on it. Oh, let me catch my breath because I feel like I'm out of breath. I haven't been working out in a while, so maybe that has something to do with it. But Doomsday Clock is good. Definitely read up on that. It's pretty good. But like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I'm actually really worried of how it's gonna end. There's 12 issues, and so far there's been 3, I believe. Yeah, 3 issues that's been released, and it's good so far. I really like it. But I'm just worried of how they're gonna end it, because usually nowadays, like with a lot of the comic series that I've been reading, like comics, they start out great. It's like really good. It has me hooked, but they just have a really bad ending. They just don't know how to end the comics. And that's just kind of what I'm worried about Doomsday Clock. I really hope that they have a good ending because they're kind of like writing into a legacy though, like with Watchmen though. That's actually a well beloved comic by many fans. And to do a sequel on it, to do a continuation, a lot of people were like really happy. And then there was some people that I know that were like either upset or they're just like I don't think that makes sense. It's just like maybe they shouldn't have done that. And I could kind of see that point of view, actually. I'll be like, all right, that makes sense. Because lately nowadays, a lot of people are doing, like, continuations or just, like, what is, like, I mean, the best example that I could think of is Gilmore Girls. I never watched, well, I have watched the show. I watched the whole first season. It was great, but I got distracted with another show. I forgot. But, there was a new one, like, the Netflix special where it's just, like, I think like 4-hour-long episodes, and it just tells you the story of like, oh, this is what happened after like Rory went to college, and we're gonna give you answers of what happens to Lorelai and Luke. And I honestly thought from a while away like that doesn't seem like a good thing. And someone who was actually a diehard Gilmore Girls fan that I know, I was talking to them, and they were just like, I just didn't like it. It just didn't feel right. It's just like, just sometimes, when it show seems like it has an ambiguous ending, like Gilmore Girls, like the original show, when that ended, sometimes it's best just leave it like that. Then, when they continue this, it just didn't feel right. It's good to see all the characters again, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like Gilmore Girls. It's just like there's something missing. It doesn't have the same charm, and I agree with that. And I feel like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Doomsday Clock. I feel like that's what they're going to do with Doomsday Clock. It's going to start out great, but it's not going to end well. It's going to have a really crappy ending, something that's not satisfying, like a really half-assed ending. That's what I'm worried about. But again, I really hope I'm wrong. I'm always hoping that I'm wrong when I come to these theories, so there's that. But yeah, so far Doomsday Clock is really good. It's definitely promising, so there's another comic series that you guys should really get your mitts on. As well as that, you should definitely read White Knight. That's another good one. If they ever decide to do another Batman game, they should definitely include some references to that comic series. It's pretty good. And then there's also like the Metal series, Batman Metal. Those I haven't read yet, but I heard good things about it. But maybe one of these days I'll give it a shot. Yeah, because I have like so many comics that I haven't read. I have like a whole pile because I'm too tired when I get home from work, or I'm just busy doing other things like drawing. I've been trying to get better at drawing actually, and so far I'm doing pretty good actually. Like I posted on Instagram, or I try to post it on Tumblr, but I just get so busy with work, and there's just a lot going on. I'll probably mention it in the other videos right now. Right now I'm kind of running out of time because I gotta be somewhere right now. But I think I'll end the video once I beat the hell out of these guys. There we go. And yeah. Yes. This is where I'll end the video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that you guys love hearing me rant, just like talk about a lot of stuff in terms of Batman, in terms of other things. It's also always really fun. Oh, I forgot that we beat the game, so you don't have any more Joker hallucinations. Anyways, thanks again for listening. I'll showcase another costume soon enough. Anyways, bye-bye, guys. I'll see you around.